today, Reese, and some differing opinions on this ball game today as Alabama and Oklahoma get together in a sneaky great game in the SEC Big 12 Challenge. It's Saturday Showcase presented by 5 Hour Energy, and you are watching the SEC Big 12 Challenge presented by Continental Tire. Alabama is an outside shot at winning a national championship this year. They're one of the hottest teams in college basketball. Winners of 10 straight, trying to win 11 straight for the first time since Derek McKee was there. Oklahoma has run into a battery of top 10 teams and played outstanding basketball, including the win at Texas this week. Jason Benetti, Dan Dockett, he has best experience from that far away or farther. Oklahoma, as you heard, Austin Reeves is out. So is Alondas Williams due to COVID protocols.
Well, it is huge. Austin Reeves is everything to Oklahoma. Early, particularly late. You know, he's averaging about 16, but he's also 5 assists, 5 rebounds, and Williams is all energy. I mean, Williams at 7 points a game, that only tells a little bit of the story. The kid guards, the kid hustles. Terrible break for Oklahoma.
And that affects them Monday, you would imagine, at Texas Tech as well and beyond. You see number 1, Jalen Hill, in his second career start for Oklahoma. Umoja Gibson, the junior out of Waco, the transfer from North Texas, will also start today. So, yeah, Alabama's the favorite today. However, Oklahoma has played out of its mind against top 10 teams basically all month.
Oh, and it's going to continue. Watch number 2, Gibson. If Oklahoma's going to play here, Gibson's going to go off for at least 20. I think he's got to get 20, and Brady Manick, the veteran, has to come off the bench and give everything, rebounding, points. He's got to go as well.
Brady Manick coming back from a bout with COVID-19. He missed a couple of games earlier this month, and it will be an Alabama team that loves to shoot the three. This is Kerr Queth with the defense on Shackelford on the first possession. And there is the different Oklahoma lineup today. Davion Harmon has the ball here, and he's going to have to be big as well, the sophomore guard out of Denton.
Well, I agree. I think Harmon has been terrific. Harkless has been terrific. Oklahoma's gotten really good play out of guys I'm not sure they expected, but it's a different deal tonight without a couple of your best.
There's a takeaway for Davion Harmon, and to the rim with a beautiful sleight of hand.
Hey, Davion Harmon is going to be more aggressive because of Reeves being out, and what I liked about it is both of these guys, Harmon and Harkless, are being more aggressive on the defensive end. That's huge in this game.
Especially because Alabama plays so quickly offensively.
All right, watch the hands. If you show the ball against Oklahoma, they're going to take it. They have guys on the perimeter, 4 guards, that all understand moving their feet, squaring their shoulders, and using their hands. Lon Kruger's a great defensive coach.
Nate Oates told us earlier this week that Oklahoma matches up pretty well with Alabama when they're playing that 4-guard lineup, the different lineup with Harkless in.
Well, watch Alabama. Rarely does a guy just go right down to the post. You see 5 guys outside the 3-point line.
Lon Kruger, 5 different teams he's taken to the NCAA tournament, 5 different schools. Pete Thamel, the college basketball writer, has described him as Ned Flanders because of his temperament. I think he looks more like Will Forte.
I think he makes life look easy. Like I always said, man, when I worked for Coach Knight, going to get a sandwich was hard. But working for Lon Kruger, he just makes it easy. You play hard, you play, you don't.
Just so comfortable in that chair as Alabama gets its first bucket, and the freshman Joshua Primo.
I don't like Primo. I love Primo. Primo gets into a game at Auburn, and it becomes a shootout. And Primo's a freshman. All he does is drop 22 on the road against their rival as a kid who should be in high school.
A huge game against LSU as
Absolutely.
well. I mean, tremendous as Queth takes a long jumper there and misses. Boy, Alabama loves to shoot the 3. We've not seen it yet. That's a hard drive and a foul at the rim. The denial by Queth. But free throws on the way for Alex Reese in Alabama.
All right, let's talk about what makes this so hard. You see Reese driving the ball from the top of the key outside the 3-point line, right? I think that's a horrible call. Queth made a nice block.
Body? No body there.
Nah, he just blocked it.
Nah.
I'm giving you an early nod. But 5 guys out. That's hard to guard. And if you really watch the spacing of those 5 guys. They're usually you want 6 feet, right? Social distancing. Well, with 5 guys out, you can get to 15 feet. With 5 guys out, you got driving lanes, and that's what Alabama tries to do. Keep yourself 12 to 15 feet apart, spread it out, find it, and drive it.
All right, next time Alabama has the ball, I want you to talk through the spacing of Alabama and why it's difficult to guard. Can you remember to do that next time?
What? I'm only 58.
Reese 0 for 2 at the free throw line. And yes, Oklahoma does have a sparse crowd here. They've allowed fans in the Lloyd Noble Center, so there is some backing for a shorthanded Oklahoma team today.
Yeah, we got cheerleaders, we got a band. I mean, we got, we're good.
Brady Manick, catch and shoot, missed it wildly. He has just not been himself since coming back from COVID-19.
I don't know what that's like, really. Like, I came back from mono in high school, but that's a totally different deal. That's high school. But COVID, you're not practicing, you're not around, you're sick. I can't imagine. Really can't.
And everybody has a different long-haul effect, it seems like, with COVID-19. So to assume, and you've had it, to assume what anybody's going through, you just don't know. Oh, that lob ended up pretty well away from the basket, and Alabama turns it over. They don't usually give the ball away with this frequency.
Well, this is a great lob. You turn your head, and you see the back cut lob. Petty just couldn't quite get it in. But I saw this the other night in the SMU Memphis game. Outside the lane, opposite the ball, if you lose your man, if you're staring at the ball, back cuts are coming.
Davion Harmon rams in, and he's got all 4 for Oklahoma.
Well, they're having a hard time keeping him in front. I mean, he's putting his head down and going.
All right, now the spacing here for Alabama.
All right, 5 guys out now. They put a guy underneath the basket.
Nice save there, back in by Herb Jones, and here comes Oklahoma. Harmon the hit ahead. Manick scores.
Well, that's terrific by Harmon. Manick ran Main Street right down the middle, and Harmon, before he got the ball, knew where Manick was.
Jones had his pass intercepted. Another run out for Oklahoma. And it goes down for Gibson.
Oh, a steal.
Wow, Oklahoma is out of its mind early on at home.
Well, Herb Jones, you see he's messing with his shoe. He got the ball after the basket out of bounds and messing with his shoe. He just kind of flipped it in, and Harkless just stole it.
Tell you what, it's just great to hear a crowd.
Oh, it is. It's great to lay out. Watch this. All right. The pull-up 3. Whap. All right. Jones takes it out. See, he's messing with his shoe. He kind of – wait. There. Okay. He's messing with it.
Well, you can't give the ball back to somebody who's messing with his shoe.
No.
That's what Petty did.
But he didn't go down on his knee until he was flipping it back. The whole possession was messed up because of that. They're going a little 4-around-1 this time with Jones playing behind the defense. So he gets offensive rebound position, number 1.
Javon Quinterly is in for Alabama. In the backcourt as Shackelford kicks it to the corner. And Alabama still has not made a 3 in this ballgame. They've only got 2 points. Step back for Petty and a travel call.
Very good call. You can take all that James Harden stuff. That's for the pros. Petty shot fake and 3 little steps travel. Good call.
College basketball's the best.
That's the best. Love this.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Continental Tire, for what you do. And in part by Zaxby's. Hand-breaded chicken and fresh ingredients made to order only at Zaxby's.
11-2. Whoops.
All right, let's take a look at who's made of more. It's brought to you by Guinness. Alabama has not lost since December the 19th. They're 4-0 on the road with a big win at Tennessee, who you'll see later on tonight here on ESPN. Oklahoma 8-1 at home. Short-handed today. Kirkweth had a foul early, but they're up 11-2.
Well, no Austin Reeves, no problem. I mean, they're playing hard, and particularly on the defensive end, and they're running. Look, I think Alabama, when they heard the news about Reeves, slowed it down a little bit. They're going to have to pick it up, and I think Oklahoma, conversely, these guys have looked at it like an opportunity. Like Harmon and Gibson aren't going to sit there and go, oh, man, woe is me, we don't have Reeves. They're going to go like, no, this is my turn to go get 20.
But that's where the stoic temperament of Lon Kruger comes into play, too. Oklahoma attacking the basket. Iwakor couldn't find the ears on it, and this is over the sideline, and it's coming toward us.
My father, one time, and his buddies, ball came to him. They threw it up to each other, ran out of the building, and stole it.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh.
In Idaho.
Apple and tree here situation. Look, Alabama has 6 turnovers early. They typically do not turn it over that much, but you will see a lot of possessions. They're 3rd in college basketball in shortest possession time at just over 14 seconds.
Well, the old adage, be quick but don't hurry. John Wooden said it a long time ago. Being quick is one thing, but I feel like Oklahoma's been in a hurry. Now they've slowed it a little bit. I'm sorry, Alabama.
Keon Ellis, the junior, slicing into the lane on the step through. He couldn't get it, and Manick the rebound for Oklahoma. More good defense.
Really good. Just keep your man in front, and you can clean up the defensive backboard.
Harmon looks like he wants to win today.
Yeah.
Harkless is tripped, and he'll go to the free throw line. Oh, let's see. They're going to say the other way. Wow.
I was with you. I thought the defender slid. Let's see. He absolutely slid. Tough call.
Hey, Harkless has been really important, especially defensively for them since going into the lineup.
7 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists in the game. I mean, you're just talking about a guy that's out there playing. He's balling. He doesn't care. He'll guard the best. He's guarding Jones.
Extra pass into the corner and a 3 for Keon Ellis for Alabama. They gave up the 2 for the 3.
Well, Reese in the game is much better right now than Gary in the game. They spread it. Reese, number 3, has a great feel offensively in this particular game.
He's the guy Nate Oates said needs to give us more with Bruner out.
Yeah, there's no question. Bruner's really good. Watch this pass here. You think he has a layup, but he sees a play ahead and finds the next. I thought when Reese went out in the first couple minutes of this game, Gary came in. I thought the offense got a little discombobulated.
Nate Oates in Alabama, a tremendous story. Lost their opener in the Maui Invitational and have only 3 losses all year as Harmon had it crowbarred away. Manick finds it and misses. Oh, what a save out to Manick, who thought about a 3. That was a great play by Iwakor. Boy, Brady Manick's just snake bit right now.
He really is. He's right around it. Harmon played hard coming to the rim, though.
Harkless 1-on-4, decides to spin it back out. Davion Harmon very willing to attack the rim today.
Davion Harmon did something that a lot of kids need to learn to do. When he drove, he cupped the ball like a fullback going through the crowd where the defenders cannot poke it away. And that kid in person is really strong. Like, he's no joke strong.
Some coaches talk about somebody as a basketball junkie and a gym rat. You know, like that's the first thing some coaches will say when they don't have something else to say. Lon Kruger was adamant that this guy is the guy who always wants to be here, and he plays like it. That's the difference.
There is a big difference. I mean, there are guys that are great players at 3 o'clock and will work out at 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock, but the game is at 7. I mean,
well, it's at 11 today.
Right.
For
okay.
being honest.
But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? You've seen guys that are great hitters.
Yep.
You know, in batting practice. And wait a second, the big lights come on. Harmon to me and Gibson to me are guys that are going to work like crazy at it and show when they're needed.
We got great games all day in the NCAA Big 12 Challenge presented by Continental Tire. This is a tremendous start, and Oklahoma playing without 2 key guys has another steal against Alabama. Davion Harmon snaps it off and missed it. I mean, the confidence is there for Harmon.
He's not lacking. They got to get Gibson involved. Gibson hit that 3. Easy, number 2. They got to get him a shot next time down the court, or he's got to be involved in a drive.
How about Oklahoma's defense early in this game? And they force a travel. That's turnover number 8 for Alabama in 7:20. Nate Oates, second season at Alabama. He's come a long way from Romulus High School and math class that he used to teach. He used to fundraise out of his own math class in order to get money for trips for the school to go travel and to go have kids get recruited and everything along with it. I mean, he's come a long way from selling hot Cheetos and oatmeal cream pies.
Well, I tell you what, he's got a team I think can play in the Final Four, can get to the Final Four.
Iwuakor had it taken away, and there's a steal for Alabama. This is Quinterly, the transfer from Villanova. Tough pass into the corner, and they got another three from deep in the corner, and Reese.
Yeah, Reese was open because on the backside of that, Herb Jones, #1, set a great screen for him, pinning the defender into the lane. That was terrific by Jones and a great setup by Oates.
How about the flexibility of Alabama offensively? Reese made the pass to that corner. Now he makes from that corner, and a block from behind, and a near steal for Alabama. Oklahoma gets it back, and we have a whistle. We're going to go to the scorer's table and a timeout on the floor.
Hey, let me show you what I'm talking about here, Jason. Sometimes it's best to watch outside the ball. Don't watch the ball. Going to come right here, Jones is, and set a screen, a little pin screen, whatever you want to call it. He recognized it, sets him, knocks the defender, wide open three. You got to look at the little things in basketball. Watch right here. We're going to initially watch all the stuff that's going to go here with the ball screen. Here it comes. All right, there's the ball screen. It's played. All right, he's going to come up. Watch this man as the possession goes along. Jalen Hill. Pass is made. Okay, Hill comes out with his hands high. Ball going to get reversed. Keep watching Hill. Freeze it right here if you don't mind. Watch this little jump right here. A fake trap, jump to the ball right here. Watch this. Boom. Slows the defender. Now he comes back in, and you see the offensive player off balance, not sure, and it was all because of Jalen Hill jumping to the ball and fake trapping at the ball.
Twice in one possession.
One possession, and the defender did not know what to do, or the offensive player did not know what to do.
Offensive rebounds galore for Oklahoma on this possession. Kick out from Queth, and Gibson missed the three.
Well, he had two good looks, one on the drive, and then the shot came out the outside of his hand. Didn't come off the big three.
How about Alabama? 8 turnovers within 4, and an open look for Reese.
All right, again, though, Queth went and jumped to the ball, went a little too far to give Reese a look, but you're not mad at Reese getting that look from there.
Hey, tonight, 6 Eastern, 5 Central on ESPN. Another Sonic blockbuster, Kansas, which took a header here at the Noble Center last weekend on the road for Tennessee. Jay Billis had some thoughts on that on game day, trying to make the Kansas fans angry at him. Tonight, 8 Eastern time, after that ball game, Gonzaga and Pepperdine. That's all on ESPN and the ESPN app. Does Gonzaga lose in the regular season?
No, I wonder if Gonzaga, anybody's going to come within 10.
Here is Hill. Very clear that Oklahoma wants to get to the rim.
Yeah, they want to get to the lane.
Primo, yes! 1 point game.
Primo is so good. He shoots it easy, he defends, and if you watch number 11 in red, when he makes a shot, he expects to. He doesn't flex, he doesn't go nuts.
That floater is good for Oklahoma and Gibson in a 3-point game. I mean, Primo reclassified. He's younger than he even should be.
Should be a senior in high school.
Yep.
Canadian kid.
Youngest ever to play for the under-19 for Canada as he misses there.
Wasn't going to have a season in Canada, which is why he came and reclassified. See, I think you have to reverse the ball a few times here, and then you'll get your drives into the lane. There's 2 reversals. Here's another one.
Gibson was closed out, got bumped, and we're going to get a foul. Dan Schulman has also reclassified from Canada to be involved in this college basketball season.
All right, Primo, look at this. This is a freshman. Should be a senior in high school. I mean, just lifting up and drilling shots. In the biggest of games, Primo has shown up the biggest.
It's wild what some kids feel like. They don't care what's around them.
You're right. That's physical, of course. You got to be good enough, but it's also mental. More mental than physical.
We got tie-up going to stay with Oklahoma.
There's a saying in basketball: the mental is to the physical as 4 is to 1, which means the mental is 4 times as important as the physical. You got to be good enough, and Primo's good enough. A lot of guys are good enough. A lot of guys can shoot it, but are you tough enough? And that's where the 4 is to 1 comes in. And this Primo kid, I think he's terrific.
Yeah, you've been talking about him all week. Gibson, no. And a foul on the rebounding action. Oklahoma, again, playing without Austin Reeves, who gets some 16 points a game. Alondas Williams, a key cog, about 8 points a game. And so the question is, where do they look when they need points?
Well, you've seen it. You know, Gibson's going to come out right now, but Manick has to be involved. We've talked about that. And Harmon is involved. I guess Gibson's staying in. They're going to go small now, Oklahoma. But Manick, I think, is going to have to make some shots and get unsnake bit. Harmon.
But how?
We'll see one go in. And people say that, right? I got to see one go in. Well, there's 2 things. Number one, you got to get a good look. Because it isn't about you. It's about us. And you fit in. And then the second thing is play your brains off defensively and on the board. Throw yourself into the game. And here's what I mean by that. If you throw yourself into the game, you don't hear the crowd. You're just balling. You don't when you're kind of in the game, then you hear the crowd.
You want to be basically unconscious.
Just focus on this, and you get yourself out of a slump, I'm sure, in baseball, and certainly a shooting slump in basketball.
Well, I will say he's done that on the boards, and he did it defensively there with Iwakor, who erased it.
Perfect. If you're Brady Manick, or if you're the staff over there at Oklahoma, this is what you want to see. He's moving his feet, times it, gets some pretty good help, too.
Yeah, that's
not bad, right?
Yeah, that's a denial of epic proportion from Iwakor. Alabama winners of 10 straight starting our college basketball day. Last time they won 11 in a row was 87. I mean, that was a dribbling convention right there to get free. You love watching Primo.
I do. I know he airballed it, but I don't care. Keep shooting.
Manick.
Nope.
You knew it off the hand.
Yeah, I'm watching him, and he's being a senior. He's not showing outwardly where his teammates, but you can see he's kind of walking around like.
The facial expression there, it's like he's saying to himself, what do I have to do? You can see he's just sort of trying to get him in a good spot.
Yeah, and he will. I'm telling you, if he keeps defending, goes to the offensive board, he will. He's too good.
You're saying today?
Yep, today he will.
Well, if you're wrong, second prize, set of steak knives.
Third prize?
You're fired. Gibson, hard drive. Iwakor, another offensive rebound. Alabama struggled on the defensive glass, and Harmon gets a 3.
Iwakor's come in and been so good, Nate Oates needs a timeout. A block on this end, a hustle rebound, led to a Harmon 3. That's what you want when guys are out.
Second chances.
Yeah, Iwakor battling. What great hands. And he finds the next who finds the next.
Oklahoma trying to get Stacey King a birthday present from yesterday. The Oklahoma alum celebrating a birthday yesterday. 17-11 the Sooners. Dan, it's because of the defense against a really hot shooting Alabama team normally.
I don't think there's anybody on Alabama right now that's comfortable in half-court offense. Like, you've seen guys drive the lane, kind of jump up. That's not being comfortable. When you're comfortable, you drive, you make an extra dribble. You don't raise up in traffic. How do they get better? They keep working it, reversing it, and don't be the first guy that catches it, that shoots it or drives it on the same side. Keep reversing the ball if you're Alabama.
But look at how many white jerseys are in pockets of red jerseys as they catch. Alabama did score there on a drive and dish, but there's no clean look.
You're not winning doing that. Like, you're going to have to reverse the ball. You're going to have to do some things.
Harmon off the Manick screen, and he lost the ball. Hit ahead for a free run out for Ellis.
Both of these teams, when you drive it, you better protect it because they have great hands, both teams.
Davion Harmon probing. Manic with a bullet for Iwakor, intercepted Herb Jones.
Boy, what a great play by Herb Jones. He came from outside the lane on the right to get a piece and then get it.
Here's Petty. Carving the lane and going to the free throw line. Suddenly, Alabama is just about all the way back. After trailing 11-2, the SEC Big 12 Challenge all day long. Stars across the galaxy. Dan was talking right until we came back on the air. SEC Big 12 Challenge, 2 Eastern Time. Florida's had trouble keeping leads recently. They have, but West Virginia's press could be a problem for the Gators. You think Auburn at 4 o'clock has an upset shot?
Man, oh man, do I like Sharif Cooper. Sharif Cooper's best player in America right now. I'm telling you.
Best player in America? Wait, hold the phone.
In America.
I'm trying to promo Kansas, Tennessee, and then you say something like that, and I got to stop. It's our Wendy's Wouldn't Watch.
Where's Hunter Dickinson?
He's not in the SEC Big 12 Challenge.
I know.
He played the Big 10 and they're paused. Michigan's paused.
Okay. Still should be on the top 25, but I am looking forward to Jared Butler against Sharif Cooper because I'm telling you, Sharif Cooper is the most dominant offensive player in the country right now. Offensively scoring, offensively assisting, and creating havoc.
In the country?
In the country.
Really?
Not in the NBA, just college basketball country.
I understand.
Okay.
I understand.
I'm telling you, and Jared Butler against him in Waco is going to be the best game you will see. Now, Cooper might go for 50. Yeah. He might go 1 for 26. I don't care, but he's going to be fun to watch.
You think upset? Would you say upset right now?
No, I don't think. I think Baylor's too tough down the stretch. But in terms of being fun to watch, that's pretty fun to watch.
The scoring margin is crazy.
Oh.
Somebody stay close. And Auburn may. We'll find out.
As I always say, in the Big 12, Big 10, all these, a lot of money paid to coaches to figure out how to beat a team. Beat Baylor.
Harmon, no. Foul in the rebounding action. Legs got tangled. And it looks like we are staying right here on a foul against Alabama.
You know, this is just two guys wrestling a little bit. They're going to probably look for a hook and hold.
And we will.
I think it's a double foul. They called a double foul.
It is a double foul. So Rojas was down there getting tangled, the junior out of Lucille Ball's hometown of Jamestown, New York. And we will check and see on a possible hook and hold. I know you love the hook and hold.
Yeah. You know, it was all because Isaac Haas a few years ago. Both are hooking, both are holding, both are fouling, both got a foul. Let's go.
Can you repeat that verbatim?
I cannot.
Okay.
And I don't want a transcript.
While we have a moment, better conference, Big 12, Big 10.
Man, getting ready for this game, I kind of fell in love with the Big 12. I mean, I think that Oklahoma is really good. I know, you know, they're banged up today. West Virginia, I think they're both great. You could probably give the depth edge to the Big 10. But you and I were talking off air. Is Wisconsin too old?
I think maybe you have guys there for so long. You wonder if it just becomes a little old hat. They're great players.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the same guys. By the way, what you just said about the Big Ten being deeper in the middle, I said before the game, and then you yelled at me. So now you've adopted my stance.
I didn't yell at you.
Which is interesting, to say the least.
I didn't yell at you. I just couldn't remember who else was in the Big 12.
You could. There they are.
Yeah, and Kansas isn't Kansas. I don't know if they have a pro. Texas has a bunch of pros. Like I was watching the Texas-Oklahoma game, and Fran Fraschilla basically said everybody's a pro.
So we're getting the word from the officials. We got double foul.
Yeah.
Is that it? That's
yeah, that was it. Double foul, out of bounds. Let's play.
Because we can't talk at close range. We're sort of playing charades with the officials.
The double foul, they went to the possession arrow. The possession arrow is Alabama's, so it's going to be Alabama's ball. The possession arrow switched, and now it's going to be Oklahoma's ball.
You speak official.
Well, I speak hands. You gave me a bunch of hands.
We're throwing hands. We're showing hands.
We'll be throwing hands, that's for sure.
Under 7 to go. Alabama was down 11-2. This is an Alabama team, if you just joined us, that has won 10 straight games. Extra pass, Petty. Cans a 3 for Alabama's first lead.
Well, that all started because of an overhelp and an extra pass, and Petty was set. As soon as you overhelp, meaning get into the lane too far and have to recover out of it, Alabama takes advantage.
Bullet pass for Queth out of bounds from Harmon, and how will Oklahoma respond to the punch from the Crimson Tide?
Hey, let me show you right here. Watch down here in the corner. All right, here comes the help. We can freeze it right there. All right, now you've got to get out of that. So go ahead, and out of it, here comes 2 guys. They're messed up, and you mess up against Alabama, it's a layup.
They both went to the same place, you're saying?
Yes, they messed up by not communicating, but they tried to X, meaning we just switched men on an X, and they weren't able to get it done.
What do you want to see from Oklahoma this possession?
Well, I'd like to see Harmon get the basketball after a reversal and try to get the ball into the middle. One of these 2 guys, Harmon or Gibson, into the middle.
This is Iwakor missing the mid-range jump shot and the offensive rebound for Hill. There is Harmon on the reload for the tie.
Yeah, I want him with the ball. The ball got driven to the middle. The defense shrunk. Harmon knocked it in.
You know,
and Nate Oates is hot about it.
Well, it's interesting on that possession. There was an open look from the mid-range. Nate Oates told us the other day sometimes his team doesn't guard the mid-range jumper. As there's a 3 for Petty, that Alabama doesn't guard the mid-range because they think Nate Oates wants the other team to take that shot. And he says, yes, but only if you close out is it a bad shot.
Right, you can't just let guys just get open looks. And by the way, Petty, if I'm an NBA team, I'll tell you right now, I'm looking at that kid. He is tough, he shoots it easy, and he's a lot taller and longer than you think.
Yeah, he could be a chameleon position-wise, right?
You know what I like about Petty? And I may have mentioned this already in this broadcast, but number 23 in red, when they were playing Alabama, watch Petty here. He's just going to lift up. You help off a little bit, and he is just going to drill it. But against Auburn, you know, Alabama-Auburn, big game, Cooper was going off, and Petty said no more. Last 4 possessions, he got in a stance and dominated Sharif Cooper, made him turn it over a couple times, take a bad shot, and Alabama ends up winning the game. That told me Petty is tough as.
Turnover, Primo. And don't forget, more college basketball Monday night, 7 Eastern time, Duke and Miami in the ACC. And then 9 Eastern time, Texas Tech and this very Oklahoma side. It'll be interesting to see who Oklahoma has available. COVID-19 protocols keeping Reeves out today along with Alondas Williams. That schedule is unbelievable for Oklahoma. Harkless, no. Reese wanted the extra. Now he drives against Queth and Peter.
Well, that's the move right there. He's been better offensively because he can do that better than anybody else on Alabama's bench.
Jordan Bruner out. Reese takes over in the starting lineup. Played well today. Hill, mid-range for 2.
And you can get that. That's just some weave action. You end up in the middle. Everybody driving, trying to force middle, which is perfect for what Oklahoma should do.
Oh, Reese, the trailer, missed the 3. Not a bad shot, though.
No, he's feeling good.
Why wouldn't you on a Saturday morning? Teams come back. Queth stops it home. Wow, oh my goodness gracious. I mean, that is tough as tough can be from Shackelford.
And the reason it was tough, because Queth was at about 13 feet in the air. Trying to block it.
Man, got real vertical. And we have a whistle leading to a timeout. Shackelford, that was nasty. Some fun at the rim.
Well, you're seeing Oklahoma is going to try to get in the lane. And when you get in the lane, you can do a lot of things like that. And here, this is just a guy that can play. Wow.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by 5 Hour Energy Shots. get it done.
Jeep halftime report is coming. Reese Davis, LaFonso Ellis, and Seth Greenberg. Life is good. Games in front of us. Midshipman up by 24. Duke's blowing Clemson out of the water. We'll talk about that. Fonz, what have you seen in the first half from Alabama and Oklahoma?
Well, sometimes when you go on the road, you can get slapped early. Alabama turned that basketball over 8 times early, but then they started to settle down. That's been the difference so far, Seth.
You know, when I look at this Alabama team, obviously it's a unique style of play. Threes, layups, free throws. I got a question for you, Dan Dockich. Can you win a national championship playing this style, or is it too gimmicky for you?
No. I think Alabama can win a national championship. I think Alabama's got guys that can play any way you want. You want to go in the post, some of these mid-range guys can. They guard enough, but they better guard right there, Harkless with the bucket.
I think we're going to see in the coming 10 years, no matter the system, you can win a national championship somehow, some way. I get what Seth's saying.
I do
absolutely,
too. Yeah.
Because it hadn't happened a whole lot. But this is a really skilled team. Oh, Reese with an absolute hammer.
Queth can't get back. He was doing what we showed earlier, fake trap, jump for the ball, but he can't get back to Reese. Reese is catching it and putting his head down, and he's gone.
Those are long strides, man.
Yeah.
Gibson turned away. Now Harmon, who will be the alpha offensively for Oklahoma. Gibson got caught at a travel.
Gibson needed to go by his man, pull up, knock in the jump shot, and play defense. Watch this. Watch how fast Reese catches and goes. Just gets right by Queth. Queth is in the lane, not quick enough to get back in front, and took a bad angle. Went towards his man, not to keep him in front of his man.
Quinterly trying to do too much off the dribble, and now Harmon nearly went over and back. He was never clear across midcourt, so he never established into the front court to go backcourt. Alabama's turned it up defensively. Harkless tries himself free.
Wow. He was guarded well. Petty was into him. He just stepped back, knocked it in.
Now Petty wants to get it back. This is Reese from the outside this time. And the rebound, Oklahoma and Harkless. In the corner, Gibson. You said he has to be big. He's got 3.
Yeah, he's got to get big, though. He's got to get bigger than this. Can't turn it over and keep playing defense.
Couple of threes in the first half for Gibson. Primo and Harmon. Petty open. Nice closeout by Iwakor.
Great closeout. Forced Petty to shoot the ball straight up.
What do you mean?
Well, he had to lift it up quicker than he normally would, so he put about 10 foot of arch on it when it was about 2 feet out of his hand, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Gibson with 6. Is it his time? No. Iwakor with 2. Gotta go. Iwakor got it off, and it's Alabama basketball. Strong defense.
It was strong defense because the ball stopped. Lon Kruger doesn't want the ball to stop. He wants it handed off. He wants it weaved, but always probed into the lane. When it stops, Alabama's set, and they're big and they're long, and they can keep you in front.
You prefer Gibson to handle that with 5?
I'd like Gibson handling it after some movement from a stationary position. I don't like anybody handling it except for Harmon. He's the one guy that can go against a stationary defense.
Thrilling first half in Norman. It was 11-2 Oklahoma. Alabama fought back to take the lead, and now the Sooners by 3 on a 4-game win streak. Alabama's won 10 straight. Petty hesitation. Petty, no. Again, Hill was there. Oklahoma with 1. And Gibson just missed off the window as Oklahoma closes 15-9 to take a 32-29 halftime lead in our first ball game of many today. And now we go back to the studio. Reese, take it away. Welcome back to Saturday Showcase, presented by 5 Hour Energy. You're watching the SEC Big 12 Challenge, presented by Continental Tire. Our first half stats brought to you by Ally Bank. Oklahoma got hot late to retake the lead after being up 11-2 early. Alabama roared back with its 10-game win streak. And what fun we have had in the first half from lovely Norman, Oklahoma. Jason Benetti, Dan Dockett along with you. Look, Oklahoma's got a dude. Davion Harmon, 2 guys out due to COVID protocols. He's been the story.
He has been the story. He's done everything. Mostly, he's scored and been really, really tough, Jason. Look, you need somebody to step up. Austin Reeves is out. Well, somebody else's turn, and here you see Harmon not only knocking in shots, he's driven the basketball, he's passed the basketball, he's been very tough on defense. And the fact of the matter is, you're going to have to do this for another 20 minutes because Alabama, off this win streak and how they're coached, is not going away.
Davion Harmon came in 28 for his last 51 from the floor. For a point guard, that is rare. He has 11 so far in the first half, 2 for 4 from 3, but overall very efficient at 4 for 7 from the floor.
Yeah, he's been terrific. And again, it's not a death sentence when you lose your best player. But what it is a challenge to other guys. And I think Harmon, let's be honest, for 20 minutes, I think the entire Oklahoma team, their coaches, their bench have been terrific. But Oklahoma wins a lot of games with Austin Reeves making plays at the end of games, and he's not here.
Look, there was a desert in the middle of that first half offensively for Oklahoma. It's trying to figure out how to not have that happen in the second half against a firework-driven Alabama three-point shooting team. There's that mid-range jump shot. Nate Oates got the closeout he wanted, and here comes Alabama down by 3. And a foul called against Oklahoma. No real foul trouble to speak of for the Sooners, with 2 for Harkless, and that's it. 2 for Quinterly and Shackelford for Alabama.
I thought it was a very well officiated first half, but they let guys play.
That's it. That's all you need.
That's it. They just let guys play.
I thought there was more, but really that's your only criterion.
That's all I had for, they just.
How about that denial in the post? As Reese goes by Queth again. Reese so easy with those long strides, but Queth's got the rebound. How long are Oklahoma's possessions here in the second half? Do they try and take the air out of the ball?
I think they continue to weave it, drive it, move it around, but don't throw soft passes.
Oh, Reese decided he aborted mission on the dunk mid-flight, it looked like.
I think he might have thrown a shoe.
Who throws a shoe?
You just can't make soft passes against either of these teams. There you go. Everything's got to be on the line.
Harkless for Harmon. Alabama can take the lead on this run out ahead to Shackelford. Harmon got back.
Great hands. Great hands.
Ooh. Sweet Georgia Brown's missing. Rebound for Reese. You didn't see that coming, did you?
A little, how's your father?
Hey. We've become a vaudeville act early in the second half. Herb Jones scoreless in the first half. Reese the extra pass to the corner. Shackelford got it.
Boy, you just can't let the ball into the middle. And Herb Jones made an extra dribble against Harmon, and it opened everything up. Oklahoma had a play in recovery, wide open 3.
These are 2 really good coaches on the side.
Great coaches.
Really good. Off the find from Hill. That floater will not go for Gibson, but he'll try and tie the game from the free throw line.
Watch how the ball gets to the middle. Watch Jones. He's in good shape. And now all of a sudden, Harmon lets it in the middle. Now everybody's recovering. Again, that little X recovery where Harkless went to take the shooter and Queth went to the corner.
What do you need more from Harmon there?
I need him to stay strong and do everything you can to keep it out of the lane.
But how?
Staying strong.
Okay.
He's low, he's strong. You stay low, you stay strong, and you get to the inside, and you force maybe a spin. You know, like Chris Webber spin to the baseline. Not a lot of guys can do that.
Right, and there are not a lot of coaches who want their guys to do that either.
So, but the minute you give up position into the middle, you've got a serious problem against Alabama. Same thing here. Don't let them in the middle.
Shackelford ready to shoot. High rebound, and the spring goes to Hill. Harmon had the eyes up, and he found Manick.
That's a good shot. He just missed it, but he stepped into that strong.
Reese always looking for the extra. Off the ball fake, missed the three, and the rebound for Harkless.
Boy, I tell you what, Jones was trying to tip it down to Primo, but Primo went to go get the ball.
Harkless using the shoulder for two.
Man, he is so strong and so tough.
He went into the lineup on January 9th. Oklahoma has played very well with him. A defense-first guard for the Sooners, but he's been scoring more recently.
Yeah, and he can rebound it. He passes it. He handles it. He can be an extra ball handler.
Shackelford tripped. Everybody in Oklahoma wanted to travel. Instead, the ball is out of bounds to Oklahoma.
Again, if you drive it against either of these teams in traffic and a guard is in help, they're going to get their hands involved. Watch this. Watch here. There you go, driving. Oh, no, he just slipped out of it. Wow. Ball just slipped. You have to be very careful. There's nothing wrong with a pull-up, too. I mean, a game down to the wire doesn't have to be all threes.
I don't know. Maybe it does. I don't know. No, Nate Oates is very clear to us. There are good pull-up twos. Again, he's talked about the effect on his defense, about his preaching threes, not twos. But there are some good available twos.
Look, let's be honest. I understand the analytics of it, but in a game like this, you know, you're down one. You want to play from the lead. It doesn't matter if it's a two or a three. Just get the lead.
I just like his willingness to be innovative.
I do. Oh, I love it.
He takes the geometry classroom where he taught in Michigan, and there's a foul against Gary and Alabama. He takes the geometry classroom and brings it to basketball. And look, there's a lot of pressure on coaches to force them into the middle thoughtfully. He has the opportunity at a new program coming from Buffalo after beating Arizona and Ayton in the NCAA tournament to do it his way.
And I love it. Look, he has an offense. I don't think it's a gimmick.
No.
You know, you watch this, there's nothing gimmicky about this.
They play hard, too.
Play really hard, and they share the ball.
Harmon whipped it to the corner. Gibson, no.
Well, Gibson could have helped Manick by giving him the ball there.
Oh, no, he did not. Jalen Hill swallows the rim. I tell you what, we get a foul. The one place Alabama struggled this year, and they're paying for it, this game, is defensive rebounding.
They've been bad in this game.
Yeah.
And it's cost them in this game. In fact, it cost them in the first half. The three-point at the end right here, same thing. Ball battled around, and watch Jalen Hill. Wow. That was surprising. Slow motion doesn't do this justice.
We'll do it real time after this.
I hope so.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by 5-Hour Energy Shots. Get it done. You want fast motion dunks? We got it.
This shocked me.
Well, the recovery wasn't bad.
The recovery wasn't good.
No, well, so on the second look, what I saw on the first look was there was a guy there. Second look, guy didn't do much.
I have two words for you. Ole!
Counting is hard for Dan Dockich.
Syllables.
We are at the Noble Center in Norman with a great start to our college basketball afternoon. Oklahoma 37-34. Oh, my goodness.
This is going to be a great – I mean, wait till you see Sharif Cooper.
You are going crazy about Sharif Cooper right now.
I thought he would fall off after his first game. As my experience, people do, but not him. He just, man, he's Isaiah Thomas, the good one.
Hey, how about Herb Jones playing? Going to get a foul, no continuation. He is playing after injury after injury. Took a big spill recently, a week and a half ago.
Would you make this an and one?
I'm making an offensive foul for the clear out.
You do not see that in college basketball.
Right, I agree. But there was a clear arm bar.
Sure was.
He created space. Absolutely. It's offensive pass interference in football.
I would not make that an and one. They wanted an and one, but I'm not making it.
There are the injuries. Dislocated finger, which was a gruesome deal that Nate Oates was describing to us. And then the injured back. I mean, they didn't know if he was going to be able to play against Kentucky in that win on Tuesday. And now here he is, and he hasn't scored, but he's still an extremely willing defender.
He is a tough kid. You know, I'm going to go back a little bit. Stacey Augmon back on the old UNLV teams. He reminds me of Stacey Augmon.
Little plastic man for you. Second chance. There he is on the weak side, and Jones couldn't finish at a save for Iwuakor.
He's hurting, Jones is. Jones is limping on his right leg.
Davion Harmon, 11 in the first half. Davion Harmon lifted out. Shackelford thought he had a lane, and that was closed quickly by Gibson. That's strong defense right there.
Yeah, he just squared his shoulders, kept him in front.
Petty sizing up Iwuakor. Help came from Harkless. Jones got it for the tie.
Jones just slid to his right. If Jones was right-handed, he wouldn't have made that shot. But when you slide to your right on the left side as a left-hander, it squares your hand to the basket. It's very odd, but he had a terrific look even though he was moving.
Nobody in the zip code. Gibson bangs it home.
Yeah, a lot of traffic, two defenders. Nobody talked, got caught up with each other. Gibson, another three.
12 for Umoja Gibson. On Jones, by the way, he was playing varsity at 7th grade age. You can tell he's got some basketball set. That's a bad shot.
That's a terrible shot. That's good defense.
Harkless had his pocket pick, then tried to stuff it into a teammate, and an easy run out for Alabama and Shackelford.
That's what I love about Petty. All right, kids, you're watching the game. Don't get into yourself. Petty hasn't shot the ball well. He just took a bad shot, so you know what he did? He got mad. He didn't sulk. He got mad, started defending, kicked the ball up. Next thing you know, bucket for his teammate. I love Petty. He does that all the time.
Iwuakor whiffed on the first screen, got the second, turned into a manic jumper, and it's just short again.
Boy, it looked good, 2 in a row.
Wow, you talk about traffic and a thorny forest of trees there.
Watch Petty here. He just gets his hands involved. You know, he just missed a shot. And because he got his hands involved, the ball gets kicked up. The ability to not get into yourself is maybe the most important thing you can do as a basketball player.
Flesh that out a little bit more. What do kids need to know?
You miss a layup, so what? Play defense. You make a layup, great, play defense. I mean, seriously, you know, it all comes out in the wash. There's never a time, coach yells at you, so what? Get yourself ready to go back in. And what I see now is, it used to be nobody ever wanted to see you sulk. You know, it was a facade of, now it's like we're supposed to sulk. This Alabama team, and this has grown men. And that's what grown men do. Grown men don't sulk. They just show up at work. And that's what Petty did.
Play to play, you're talking about,
keep
too.
Playing, yeah.
Great game. Harmon with a drive. He got it, end of foul.
Petty better be careful. Jones better be careful. Jones is saying he got hit in the nose.
He's got the blood to show it. I mean, look.
Oh, he did with the off arm. Sure did. Watch the left arm here.
Yeah, that's not a foul on Herb Jones.
I don't know.
How's that a foul?
I don't know how you can even begin to think that's a foul.
That's a whistle that you're blowing before you actually see the play. To me, that's what I think that is. And now Herb Jones is going to go walk off.
guess the right arm, they're going to say Herb Jones, but that's offensive foul.
That's a nothing to me.
I agree.
That's a nothing.
I agree. That's a better way to put it. Yeah, they say pushed him. That's a nothing to me.
Here's why I'm saying that. The way this game has been officiated, cleanly, openly, that has not been a foul all day long. And that's not that happens. I'm being critical because the officials have done such a good job so far with plays like that, letting them play. That's a miss.
Well, I'm being critical because I'm bitter against officials going back to 2000.
You didn't need to say against officials there. Bitter is just enough.
Look at
Ball
the
on the deck. Manick takes it away.
Don't mess with Harkless. Don't show that ball against number 24 in white.
Man, there's some good defenders in this game.
Very willing defenders.
That's right. Iwakor the screen. Frees up Harmon down the lane. Some contact and 2.
Hey, he went to the right hand. And there's your good no call.
And now we got a shove against Oklahoma. So a tighter whistle and the crowd rebels. 3 on Iwakor.
2 things. 1, it's good to hear a crowd rebel. And 2, that's a foul on Iwakor. Not ready. He wasn't ready, Petty.
Dan's writing his own children's book with a new rhyme scheme, and here comes Oklahoma up by 4. Alabama hasn't lost since December the 19th. Iwakor across the lane. Manick got it, and the foul. Maybe that's the play that opens it up for the senior Brady Manick.
What I loved about this, watch Manick. Fake. Fake again. And then he puts his what? His chin on the rim so he can play through contact. So many big guys give up the ball or panic in that situation. You're big. You got the ball. The rim's only 10 feet. Just take your time and finish strong with your chin up on the rim.
That kid is an outstanding shooter. He's been a tremendous scorer, 14.5 points a game. He's dealt with COVID-19 this year, and 7 in a row for Oklahoma and Manick. Jones banging.
Wow.
Oh, he wanted that the whole way.
Think about when you're in like 7th grade and the big old kid gets the ball on the block and he just pounded and pounded and pounded. That's what that was.
Hey, what I just saw there is my entire pickup basketball career. I don't need 7th grade from you. That's every game.
Oh.
Something to do. Jones missed the free throw. Look, Oklahoma has been resistant to Alabama all game long defensively. Even when the Sooners weren't scoring, they were playing defense.
That's a great point. And they have a lineup out there between Harkless and Harmon and Gibson. Really everybody out there. Iwakor, they want to guard. They've taken this game as a challenge, a lot like what Florida did against Tennessee last week, a few weeks ago. Down 3 guys, won the game.
Manick wanted it, and he got it. Iwakor is down. You said it early. 1 ball goes in for Brady Manick. And then suddenly the confidence with which he shot that last one comes from the first one.
He's shot 3 threes this half. The first 2 he missed, but I don't care. He shot them quick and he shot them determined. That one happened to go in.
Oklahoma by 9, and a battery of a schedule we'll detail next. All right, so we know the Big 12's loaded at the top, but Oklahoma has played all the top teams, it seems like, this month. 6 of the 8 games in January against the top 10. They could become, with a win today, they would be the first team with 4 wins against the top 10 in 1 month. And this is their 10-1 run in a nutshell.
Harmon has been terrific. A little iffy call there, but you know what? When you're aggressive and you're tough, good things usually happen. And Brady Manick, we've talked about him coming back from COVID. That and 1 resulted in this quick he got rid of that. And when you get rid of it quick with confidence, usually goes in.
And then they draw, I mean, they have this tough schedule. They draw Alabama, a top 10 team in the SEC Big 12 Challenge, as Manick, arms out, secures the rebound.
He did. They went right at him. Manick stood his ground, got the rebound after the miss. Stand your ground in the post. Don't give ground at all.
Manick the find. Hill down low, got draped. And a whistle coming. Oklahoma by 9 here all day. College basketball leading you to 6 Eastern time. Kansas, which tried to come back at Oklahoma last Saturday. Sooners held them off. Kansas on the road at Tennessee. And then Gonzaga Pepperdine from lovely Malibu as Brady Manick sinks another. 7 quick.
A little out of bounds play. He just kind of came off. Slow to get to him, drilled it.
This is the best non-conference team to come to this building since Ben Gordon and Emeka Okafor in 2003. And Oklahoma, shorthanded, is handling Alabama.
Well, Oklahoma is playing harder. They're tougher. And if I am... I'm thinking here.
Yep.
If I'm Alabama, I got to get Reese back in the game. I think he's coming in. Is it? Yeah, he's coming. You have to. I mean, Rojas has been willing, but Reese has a chance to get 10, 12 points here in the last 11 minutes, and you're a little bit stuck. It sounds weird, but you're a little bit stuck offensively right now with Alabama because Oklahoma individual defense has been outstanding here, guarding your own man, and Reese gives them a little bit of an advantage, maybe against Manick.
Alabama also has only hit 2 threes in the second half, halfway through
They haven't
the
had
second
great
half.
looks.
No.
They have not had great looks.
That is a look at the rim for Herb Jones.
Well, that was smart. That was just smart. You know, you take away the middle. Herb Jones went to the baseline. Good out of bounds, or good after a little bit of a timeout. Getting their best player the ball.
Manick's even cutting harder. If you watch him off the ball, the confidence growing. Down low, Petty got a hand in.
Gibson just took it too deep.
It is Petty traveling as he tried to ram down the lane.
All right, that was unbelievably great defense.
They got an offensive foul actually on him instead of the travel.
I've got one guy saying travel, one guy offensive foul, but watch this defense. Harmon just keeps moving, gets to the rim first, doesn't reach in. That needs to be taught more in high school and college basketball.
What part of that?
To get to the rim first, sprint back to the rim. Then no need to reach, just keep the offense in front of you.
Well, Gibson got the flyby to thin out the defense, and Harmon.
That's just good offense.
What awareness by Gibson,
Yes.
though, to know that he was going to create the open look.
Absolutely right. He dribbled it too deep last time.
Oh, we got an offensive foul on a moving screen against Jones in Alabama, and Harmon wants the chorus.
This is a Saturday home game call. Because I happen to be watching that, and if you want to call that on a handoff against Jones, you can call anytime you want. What are you doing?
With the way this has been officiated, that's not a foul either.
His name is Jason Benetti. I didn't say it.
Manick. I'm saying they called a really strong game in the first half, and it's changed a little bit. There is Reese. He is open, and he's got 3 for Alabama.
As I said, he's got to be in this game because you need offense. As strange as it sounds with Alabama, you need offense, and he's the one guy that's going.
Now remember, Alabama creates more possessions. They shoot volumes of threes. They can come back from 9 very quickly.
They're going to have to do it, obviously, with their defense. And here's the situation where Oklahoma, without Reeves, who's been their guy late so many times, is going to have to not only make them with 8.5 to go, you're going to have to make them with 2 to go.
With people stapled to you, with a good defensive team.
And a team that's used to winning.
Yep. See, that's important. Why is that important? Used to winning.
You just have an internal confidence that we've been in this situation. we can make 5 threes in a row because we've done it. Not that we can because we say it, but because we've done it. We can lock down because we've done it. Look, Alabama took Kentucky completely out of the game in the last 5 minutes. Now, for Oklahoma, without Reeves, they haven't done it. It's going to be interesting. That's why I think Gibson's got to really be involved.
Another offensive rebound. And Hill on the attack. Another offensive rebound. Harmon waits for Reese and misses. Finally, Alabama plucks the loose ball.
Tell you what, Oklahoma's physical. They're not big, but they are physical.
Jones for Reese. Second in a row. It's a 6-point game.
What a great look by Jones. Off balance, Euro step, but he knew. And that's what Reese gives him. You know where he's going to be. He's going to be opposite the ball, corner or wing, that time corner.
Jones is good mad right now.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Harkless, tough shot. Reese clears the rebound. Boy, Nate Oates wanted Reese to play better. He's done it today.
You got to find Reese here.
Or an easy 2 for Ellis.
Yeah, or a layup.
I mean, this is what Alabama does, though. It's a shock to the system in a 4-point game.
All right, how about the last possession for Oklahoma? If I'm Lon Kruger, I got to get a timeout here. Because without Reeves, Oklahoma has looked very sketchy these last 3 possessions with the basketball.
Who do you want to have the steering wheel? We'll find out for Oklahoma next. Yeah, we do. Reese Davis, thank you. By the way, why is Bob Huggins not in the Hall of Fame? We were talking about this week. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
I'll tell you who doesn't. I mean, I heard today on game day, Calvin Sampson. No. You don't go on probation at 2 places. No.
That took a turn, huh?
Yeah, that bad turn.
We have a timeout coming at the next whistle, thank goodness. Oklahoma up by 4 trying to stop this Alabama run. Manick inside and a foul on Jones again. He's got to feel like the crosshairs are on him. 3 fouls in the second half against Herb Jones, and none of them he likes. With good reason. What a game. 4-point score. And back and forth, Oklahoma by 4 over number 9, Alabama. The Crimson Tide winners of 10 straight since a loss to Western Kentucky on December the 19th. Have you seen a game where both teams are as willing defensively as these 2 teams today?
No. That's why when everybody tells me, and they're right, that Alabama is a wide open offensive team, going to score a lot, I think to myself, wait a second, I've seen them get in a stance pretty good and guard and keep you in front. And for Oklahoma, I'm just going to tell you, if Lon Kruger is coaching your team, wherever your team is, 5 teams in the NCAA tournament, you're going to get the same thing. They're very solid, everybody plays hard, and they're going to share the basketball.
Man, Iwakor with a miss from the free throw line for Oklahoma. Usually a very good free throw shooting team, 75% for the year, top 55 in the country.
Reeves at 87%, right?
Lose him, lose a big gun. There's a 3 for Shackelford. It's a 1-point lead for Oklahoma.
Whenever you help, when Herb Jones has the ball on the right block, he makes the right play. Defender fell down, help came, he just made the game easy, kicked it to Shackelford.
Who had nearly 500 points as a freshman, one of the top 5 freshman scorers in school history. Harkless mid-range for 2.
Yeah, that was nice. Harkless came off of a baseline screen. His defender got lost. Jones saw it, went to it, couldn't get there in time.
Harmon chasing Shackelford. Screen from Jones. Shackelford on the skip. Primo. Shackelford fighting. Harmon got the rebound.
Yeah, great block out because Shackelford looked like he was moving to Harmon's left and was going to get it, but Harmon is strong and kept his feet moving.
Davion Harmon showed up here as a shooter, a step-back guy, and he has gotten gritty as all get out in his second season at Oklahoma.
He's doing everything today, everything.
Staggering Harkless for Harmon, back to Harkless. with 3. Harkless. No chance. Manick clears the rebound, and the second chances have been lethal to Alabama.
Absolutely. Manick just went up over everybody. A lot of long rebounds. A lot of long rebounds, and Oklahoma's taking advantage. It's a bad matchup right here, Shackelford and Harmon. Harmon is locked in defensively. Look at this.
Harmon tried to punch it free. He raises his hand, says it's my foul. He's right.
All right, watch this. Watch the block out. He keeps his feet moving and extends his arm. That's just a winning play. And then here, long rebound, and Manick just goes up over and gets the bucket. Just, there's so many plays, and they don't have to be in the last minute for you to win a game. Those 2 plays win games. Now, I will tell you this. That foul that Harmon committed, that's a losing play. Why? Because Alabama was struggling offensively on that possession, and you bailed them out by putting a good free throw shooter at the line.
72% Shackelford, 2 for 2.
Speaking for those of us that have a tight flight.
Dan Dockich's wardrobe brought to you by. There's a conversation at the scorers table. The thumbs up is a good sign.
Always.
So 3-point game, 5:07 to go. And if the whole day is like this one, we are going to have some tight, tense moments in the SEC Big 12 Challenge. That's an offensive foul, and that is great defense by Herb Jones. The crowd's revolting. It's a good call.
It's a really good call. What they tried to do, and Harkless went away from the screen, they were trying to pick and pop Manick right here. They really were. He was trying to get a pick and a pop, and that's just good defense.
And Herb Jones playing all sore and achy and knocked around.
He's hurting. His left leg is hurting. And they'll throw it to him, and he'll go make a really good play here.
He's on Iwakor.
Or a bad play.
Well, Iwakor just fleeced him. Hill's spin was like a 7-point turn, and now Harkless with a 3-point lead. Wow, on the Jets, and he missed it. Shackelford ahead. Ellis knocks it down.
Man, he was screaming for it, Ellis was. Looks like it's going to be a 2. He really helped out. Shackelford, I believe, made the pass to Ellis. Ellis was screaming as he was coming down the court. I might get Manick a pick and pop here, something on the block.
With Reeves and Williams out, who is it? There it is. Manick on the block against Jones, draped over him. Double comes. Manick the spin, denied by Ellis.
That's why you take away the middle. Help can come to the baseline much easier.
Alabama's smooth offense gets an easy 2. Chance from the free throw line on the undercut, and Ellis going to the free throw line.
Help your teammate by talking to your teammate. Ellis is screaming as he's coming down the court, and Shackelford sees it without even dribbling. That's easy, and help each other out by talking.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Continental Tire. For what you do. Pick one to circle for the rest of our afternoon.
Second from the bottom, Auburn, Sharif Cooper, best player in the country. Oh, circle it. Actually, circle it.
Yeah,
I forgot we actually have a telestrator. I like that one. I ain't mad at this one here, though. I tell you what, Florida showed some incredible toughness going into Tennessee, -3 of their best players and won. And Colin Castleton is back, and he is terrific.
Colin Castleton is playing unlike anything we saw at Michigan. It's not close.
Not close. Amazing how good he is.
And that's why the transfer portal does work. Sometimes. I know it's tough on, some coaches. You feel like you can't coach as hard as you want to. You've said that before.
Yeah.
It puts people in a position to play more, and that's great.
Yeah, no, and maybe he would have done that at Michigan. I don't know, but I know this. He's doing it at Florida, period.
So here, Keon Ellis to the free throw line where he's just 13 for 17 on the year. He's a junior transfer, and he is at 59 all with Alabama.
You know, if you were going to list the guys that were going to come through here at this time of the game, I'm not sure Keon Ellis would have been at the top of the list, but my goodness, he looks really confident.
He was a big-time scorer in JUCO.
Yes,
big time.
But I mean, they got a lot of guys out here. I love when kids get a chance and they make the most of it, like Ellis is, like Harmon is.
Harmon on Ellis. This is Hill now turning the corner. Wanted the shot and found it and got Reese side saddle for 2 free throws.
That's a perfect way to put it. He did get him side saddle, kept faking, stayed low. And finally, Reese. These guys better be careful. I'm telling you, I'm looking at these officials, and I'm not saying Jones doesn't have a right to say something, or maybe Reese feels it there, but they better be a little careful here talking to these refs.
Hill ties the ball game once again at 60 this time.
Boys, he played well, Reese. Wow. He's been a difference in the game. He's kept Alabama around.
Nate Oates said get him an early 3, which he did. And his confidence grows, and it has. Hill gives Oklahoma the lead. Jones over the top. Petty made the cut, couldn't catch it cleanly, and then threw it back into the field, leading to an open look for Reese, who missed it. On the punch out, an offensive rebound, Alabama. Shackelford extra. Reese for 3. No! And a foul called on the rebounding action.
I was watching that. Jeez.
It was early, too. That possession, Dan, felt like an NCAA tournament possession.
Yes. That was 2 teams just playing hard.
It's on Petty. It's his second. Alabama fans may believe that the foul was his last name as well. The free throw coming for Gibson.
Ball nose.
You believe in karma?
I do. Well, Reese got a couple great looks. He's going to get another one if he wants.
Ellis got caught. Reese somehow ended up with the ball. Now Shackelford on the drive against Hill. He wanted it the whole way, and Manick angrily comes up with a rebound.
Yeah, he did. I thought maybe if you're going to call touch fouls, might have been a foul there. I'm glad they didn't, and a great rebound by Manick. They're going to try to get a pick and pop if they can, or pick and roll for Manick, and now you got a matchup.
It's Davion Harmon through the pinball machine, and now Alabama on the run out. Shackelford ahead. Oh, it dangled on the rim, and we got a foul on the rebound against Alabama.
What a great play by Harkless. He didn't get back. He was sprinting. He timed it up. And Shackelford, to his strong hand, his left hand. Watch this. Watch Harkless. He is sprinting. He's timing it. And he makes Shackelford throw it a little bit too high. And then Hill cleans it up.
And Ellis was so close. I mean, Ellis wanted to know if the oven was on, and he pulled the hand back at the last second.
It would have been a goaltend, no question.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Jalen Hill got the free throw. Big 12 now on ESPN Plus. All kinds of games. Tuesday night, West Virginia on the road at Ames. Then Kansas State, Kansas, 8 Eastern time. And how about Oklahoma, West Virginia, February 13th, 1 Eastern. Got to have Big 12 now on ESPN Plus. As Oklahoma takes a 3-point lead. Undermanned today, playing exceptional defense.
Yeah, and Jalen Hill, how about him coming up big? You're talking about a kid that struggles for playing time, and he's made the most of it not only today, but against Texas as well.
Herb Jones zips it inside, and a foul on Davion Harmon.
Boy, Herb Jones missed. I mean, a wide open Ellis right there on the left wing. And Ellis, they ran a little exchange, quick back cut pop, and wow, was he open.
Herb Jones made his decision.
He did.
Early.
He did.
First free throw is no good. Reese Davis.
All right, guys, just as soon as you finish, we'll get you to Florida and West Virginia. See Trey Mann of Florida, top 25 prospect. You'll see him. If the game runs long, he'll start on ESPN News. You won't miss a thing.
Thank you, Reese. We don't want to miss a thing. Free throw is good, 63-61. $1:50 to go in Norman.
This is where the value of Herb Jones is. They went small, Alabama did. So Herb Jones is going to guard the bigger Manic. Everybody else a guard. And they did it to keep the ball in front.
Wrenching the plans there off the tip. Davion Harmon with 4. It's Harmon on the step back. And it's an air ball, and Alabama will have it down 2 with 1:23 to play and a 10-game win streak on the line.
I got to have Shackelford on ball screens. Jones posting either left or right, but they also post him at the top of the key and run some cutting action off of it. Don't be surprised if Primo, off this cutting action, doesn't get a shot on the left-hand side.
Here comes Primo to screen. Shackelford trading paint with Davion Harmon.
Might want to get a timeout.
Shackelford got by him and lipped it out. Offensive rebound, Ellis. Primo wanted it. Oh, and then he got caught in between.
That's why I said this looks a little shaky. They may get a bucket, but it's a little bit shaky right here.
Out of rhythm, Shackelford the kick. Ellis. And the rebound for Oklahoma and Brady Manic.
Yeah, the whole thing just looked shaky. And no surprise, they missed a couple. Now you don't have to foul. In fact, Oates doesn't want them to foul.
It's a timeout. Lon Kruger with 37-4 to go. Oklahoma by 2. They were up 11-2 in this ball game. Alabama came back, and it's been close ever since. Tonight on ABC, NBA primetime, LeBron and the Lakers. 7-game road trip. They go to Boston to take on the Celtics. Jason Tatum has been outstanding. Coverage starts 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. NBA Countdown. You watch the game as well on the ESPN app. 2-point game. Oklahoma basketball, 20 to shoot, 37 seconds in the game. What's this possession look like for the Sooners?
I've got to believe they're going to run some pick and pop with Harmon at the top. Now the shot, if they get desperate and they need a shot, end of the shot clock, Gibson in either corner has been available. Don't be surprised if whatever they go to, which should involve Harmon and a ball screen, if it gets defended, doesn't end up with Gibson right corner, left corner, probably the right corner, having an opportunity to basically seal the game late. They don't want to get there if they can get Harmon downhill to the rim.
Is there a kind of shot you don't want for Oklahoma's purposes, considering Alabama and its offense?
Well, here's the thing. A shot clock violation is much better than a crazy long forced at the end of a shot clock long rebound. You're out, because right now, or at least in the last possession, Alabama has been very iffy offensively. And if you're Alabama, let's put it this way. There's no excuse. You have to get the defensive rebound if they miss. You have to. There is no I got pushed. There's nothing. You got to get it.
Oklahoma's put on an offensive rebounding clinic today. Part of the reason they're up late. Davion Harmon, who was outstanding in the first half. He's continued it here into the second half.
Boy, is that good defense.
Keon Ellis against Harkless with 5. Harkless spinning in the lane. Harkless drops it in! Petty the pull-up. He missed it for 3. And the whistle leads to a walk the other way. Oklahoma continues to be lethal to top 10 teams, and they've got 12 seconds until another one.
How about Harkless? Harkless was dancing with it. I swear to you, the basketball gods reward toughness. I mean, this dude is tough on tough. Manek had been out. He gets his chance. And just because he's tough, strong, and willing, the gods reward guys like Harkless. And so does a lot of practice.
And you engage defensively, you stay in the game.
And you rebound and you don't have an ego, and that's exactly what this kid has. He plays that way now. Make or miss, don't care. You don't need a crazy three. What you need is something to the bucket. If you draw the defense and kick it in your Alabama, knock it in. But you don't need what they just took out of Petty, which is dribble it down and jack one up. Your goal is to make Oklahoma have to make a free throw to make it a two-possession game. That's your goal for Alabama coming down the court. So if he makes, we got a 5-point game. Go get it 2, make it a 3-point game, because he'll give it to you quick. Foul, make him have to make a free throw.
What's important about that strategy, too, is, and you said it at least halfway, Austin Reeves is a very good free throw shooter. Alondis Williams, who's also out today because of COVID protocols, only missed 1 free throw all season long. So it's an inflated free throw shooting team with a couple of guys out that could bottom out the free throw shooting.
And the reason I say make them make a free throw, there's a big difference between stepping up to the free throw line when it's a 4-point or 5-point game than it is when it's a 2 or 3-point game. Hey, look, if you can hit a 3 and make it a 2-point game, if it gets to 5, that puts more pressure. Now you got to make 2 to make it a 2-possession game. But I like everything about this kid, man. This kid, Harmon, is tough. I like everything about his Oklahoma team. What's not to like?
When you have to love the reemergence of Brady Manek for them as well. He's got 12 here after a real tough go with COVID-19. It's a lonely thing, having it, being in the room isolated, and then coming back. You don't have your legs. And Brady Manek's talked about that, but he has come back.
Well, he did what we said earlier. He just got tough. You know, he just got good angry.
Harkless drops it in. The lead is 5. So you say quick 2 is a possibility?
Yeah, go. You're looking at Petty here.
It is Petty. Now it's Reese. Gotta hurry. Reese, a line drive, and that's no good. Rebound for Gibson. Oklahoma has done it again. The Sooners, unbelievable defensively, push another team off the top of the mountain.
I tell you this, you talk about winning with toughness. Yeah, there's a ton of skill out here with Oklahoma. But what toughness, and the kid Harmon right there, he led the way from the get-go. Manek helped, Gibson helped, bunch of guys helped, but that kid led it by example, led it with defense, and just simply willed Oklahoma to a win.
He had a bounce in his step from minute 1. He's our Pedialyte player of the game. It's Davion Harmon, 7 for 15 from the floor, and he's going to have some fun enjoying this tape. Oklahoma by 5 for Dan. I'm Jason, our entire crew. Florida, West Virginia coming now in Morgantown. Carl Ravitch, Jimmy Dykes. Take it, gentlemen.